This is Rummy's Corner. Good evening, boxing fans, and welcome back to the latest in the top 10 by decade ranking experiment. Here in part 14, our focus is on the Junior Bantamweight division. And as always, we will be utilizing Ring Magazine's rich archive of historical rankings in order to try and objectively determine the top 10 junior bantamweights from each decade. Ring Magazine only began doing annual rankings for the junior bantamweight division in 1989. So for our purposes here, we're going to begin with the first full decade with a complete data set of rankings. The 1990s. At the conclusion of 1990, these were the top-rated junior bantamweights according to Ring Magazine. Kaosai Galaxy is the top name on the list, so he will receive 10 points. Sung Kil Moon is the next name on the list, and he receives 9 points. We continue allocating points in this fashion until we reach Ray Pacciones, and he receives 1 point. There are 10 names on this particular list. Sometimes it's 11, sometimes it's more, but we are only concerned with the top 10 names. If we go ahead and do this for every year from 1990 through 1999, the final result looks like this. Johnny Tapia finished first with an even 40 points. Sung Kil Moon had the second highest total with 34 points. And if you quickly look at this list, you will see that nobody had an especially long run being ranked in this weight class during the 90s. Moving on to the double O's, Alexander Munoz finished first with a solid 58-point total. Munoz was never considered the best junior bantamweight at the conclusion of any of these years, but he was considered among the best for 8 consecutive years. Masamune Tukiyama finished second with a solid 53-point total of his own, and unlike Munoz, Tokiyama was viewed as the best junior bantamweight for 4 consecutive years. But he wasn't rated for quite as many years, and that's the main difference here. For 9th place, Jerry Peñalosa, this was his second consecutive decade as a top 10 junior bantam. And now even though the current decade is not yet complete, through the end of 2017, the list looks like this. Carlos Cuadras and Omar Narvaez are currently tied for first with 48 points. And then tied for third, we have Inoue Noya and Sorung Visai. But nothing is finalized here on the junior bantamweight list from the current decade, so we will just have to wait and see how things play out. With regards to the most dominant decades among junior bantamweights under this scoring criteria, Alexander Munoz from the 2000s had the highest score. Then it's Tokiyama and Castillo, both from the double O's. As far as multiple decade top 10 junior bantamweights, there was only one. Jerry Peñalosa was tied for 4th in the 90s, and he finished 9th in the double O's. And if we add up all the point totals from the decades we covered, Munoz has the highest score, and he's followed by Tukiyama and Peñalosa. There is not a whole lot of history in this weight class, and we really don't have that much historical data to work with in that regard. So going forward with the ranking experiment, we have just 3 weight classes left to go, and we are ultimately marching our way towards the grand finale top 100 countdown, where we will combine and calculate all of the totals every boxer has ever accumulated under this scoring system. And we will go through the entire top 100, where I show everyone exactly where the points are coming from. And while this scoring system might well be a far cry from perfection, I think it's a worthwhile experiment nonetheless, and personally, I'm very interested in getting to the final results in the grand finale. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned for part 15 of the ranking experiment. Next up, the flyweight division. Take care and have a great night.